Hello everyone, welcome to Pro Bono Publico, uh, which is chapter 1.4 of Astatos. No more talking, let's just get right into it, shall we? I hardly know where to begin with the next issue on my agenda. As you're all well aware, there has been an influx of refugees as of late. I hope to maintain law and order in the city, but the situation isn't going as well as expected. Ha! As long as refugees walk the streets, public safety will always be compromised. It's futile to control the nature of man. What do you have in mind for us, Governor? So many outsiders around the city, the trouble seems inevitable. I'm aware, gentlemen. I've been sending supplies to the refugees, food, water, and other daily necessities. However, it appears my efforts so far have been in vain. I know what the issue is, but I'm afraid I cannot solve it myself. Then, Governor, what is the issue? The government officials are being dishonest. I can't entirely blame them. There has been no shortage of animosity since I was suddenly appointed as their superior. But I'm here to put Irinipolis back in order, even if it goes against the interests of the established officials. Even if my actions benefit them, they will resent me and weasel out my orders. So as I stand, I am powerless to influence the situation a great deal. And I do not know enough about the city and its people in order to help change that. Ah yes, the nature of mankind and its finest. Good thing I'm no regular man, so you should heed my voice. That's a lot to consider. So no one is following your orders? On the surface they listen, but they do it their own way. And if there's a problem, they won't tell me about it. It's been quite a challenge to get results. That's a textbook case of a lack of authority. After all, during times of war and chaos, it's difficult to establish the credibility of the government. I just say kick out those who don't respect you. Maintaining law and order is not that simple. Or perhaps it's designed to be needlessly complicated. Well, that's quite the ordeal you have on your hands. How do you want us to help? I suspect that the relief supplies are being misappropriated. What? No way! We are at war. How selfish can they be? People are starving on the streets right now. The nature of mankind is hardly surprising. So you want us to find out what's happening to the supplies? I would be grateful. They're ensuring the paper trail is clean, telling me the supplies were properly distributed. One visit to the refugee camp will tell you a different story. With the paperwork in order, I'm without the proof I need, so I doubt the officials are taking the supplies directly. I theorize the supplies are being distributed to a third party and the officials are getting a kickback. So it's an inside job then. Could be traders or gangs colluding with the government since before the war. How nefarious. It will be a struggle for a governor new to this city to uncover such ties. But how will we find out the truth? We're even newer to this city than the governor. Are you two forgetting someone who doesn't mind getting his hands dirty? Zermes. Ha, that's right. The light of all people's lives. Zermes is here. What is your request, dear summoner? To uncover an underbelly of corruption and restore law and order to the city. That's quite an undertaking. Even if you find what you're searching for, don't expect things to suddenly change for the better. What do you mean? We find and punish those responsible when the issue is resolved. I'm sure our governor friend can tell you more. He is right. The problem being there is virtually no way to punish the existing officials. Truly? I would expect that to be well within your means as governor of this city. So what about your authority as their superior? And who will replace them in this time of war? There aren't nearly enough nobles in this city who have what it takes for governance. As a result, even those officials I would have already replaced still hold their positions. If I suddenly took them all into custody, the government would no longer function. Even if they were replicable, the transition period for their work would be rather lengthy. Not to mention, the sudden disruption would halt food distribution for days and could prove fatal for citizens during this time of war. And in the worst case scenario, it could even lead to our defeat. What are we gonna do then? Hey now, don't worry about it, boss. Am I not here to help? Boss? As for His Excellency... Can't do anything to help in this matter, so please stay and await our news. By the way, given that we are dealing with your matters, surely you will be able to provide us with a little funding. There are many places where Monera is rather convenient. Fine, these are my own assets, so I'm counting on you. I'm not sure about the value of Monera in this era, but do not worry, you may leave it to me. Sir Governor, you should hurry back to your duties. Then I'll leave it to you, gentlemen. Of course. Of course, this is Hermes' chapter. I remember, it's all coming back to me now. Huh, I didn't expect him to have so much confidence in us. I think being paid is a refreshing change for once. Anyway, where do we start? We should gather information first, of course. Now, it's time for the great Zermes to take you for the ride of your lives. No. The ride of our lives? Please don't tell me you're gonna... Oh, right, no. It's... After being dragged to the tavern, Zermes steps up to the barkeeper, purring a few sweet words into the man's ears. Barkeeper looks startled and tries to confirm Zermes' words several times before leaving. Zermes then walks across the tavern hall, knocking on each table to disrupt the other patrons. All eyes are on Zermes, though most of them want to punch him in the face. Then the cheetah begins to proclaim loudly. Hear, hear, good people. Today's meals and drinks are on me. It's terribly crowded already, but the more the merrier. Oh god, front-facing Zermes is even more off-putting than front-facing Krokos. Invite your friends if you want. Let's have a party, everyone. What the hell is he doing? He's gonna blow through all the fundings we got from the governor. This place isn't exactly cheap. Now, such necessary expenses are, well, necessary. The tavern roars with activity. The world may have you down and weary, but just for today, let's turn that around. Come on in, everybody, and have a good time. Now, let's gamble. Is this okay? This, a little indulgence every now and then adds spice to life. Zermes appropriates the biggest table in the room, taking out his chalice and a pair of dice, then resting his feet up on the table like he owns the place. The man sitting at the table even jumped up to make room for the cheetah and his commanding presence. As the food and drink flow, the cacophony of voices grows even louder. While some revel in the southern festivities, others goad their friends to join in. The tavern is soon host to people from all walks of life, from men of noble standing to the refugees camping on the street. As a high-class establishment in the noble district, the patrons seem to keep their composure despite the ruckus. Nobles, civilians, and refugees are all getting along. What a little Monera could do is a sight to behold. A patron is trying their luck against Zermes, and after a few rounds, things begin to heat up. Hey, hold on. What's the fun in gambling if there's no Monera on the line? Alas, I already treated you all to a good meal and much to drink. I have no Monera to gamble. If what we want to have is fun, how about this? The loser has to take off a okay. Right, I do remember that this man played strip poker. Crowds guffaw at the proposition, but surprisingly no one raises any objections. In fact, a few even take him up on his offer. The first to bet against Zermes loses, proudly taking off his shirt and flinging it away. Zermes loudly announces the results to the room. There's nothing like a good show to stoke a fire within others. Zermes is once again the center of attention. Mate, you'll be butt-arsed in no time if you bet against this many blokes. And the Australian writing coming out once again. But sir, if all the good people want to see me undressed, they'll have to come up and try. Is this really okay? Everyone deserves some time to relax. At least Monera is on the table. Just pay it no mind. So public indecency is okay, but betting money isn't. Sometimes you must turn a blind eye to your scruples. He's using the holy chalice as a dice cup. Huh. Should he really be using an ancient artifact like that? Why not? I'm not getting involved in this. As the game progresses, a pattern begins to emerge. Zermes is unusually lucky, undefeated by all he's faced. Is it just me, or does this cheetah keep on winning? There's no way he can be this lucky. Zermes loses the occasional round, but his luck is just too good. But he has yet to truly win, his opponents stopping once they're down to their undergarments. They don't dare to take things further. Nobody's got him to take off more than his pauldron and a field belt. He's up to something. Maybe if some of you were brave enough to lose your breachers, you'd stand a chance. The cheetah's taunting breaks through their inhibitions, his next victory leaving his full butt naked. The victorious Xermes drinks in the sights, teasing his exposed prey with a grin. Impressive, but we're not playing that sort of game right now. Hard to play any game at all when you're cheating. Hey now, I'm facing all of you by myself. It's only fair I cheat a little bit, but it's a few pieces of clothing. Will you forgive me for such a small transgression? Or do y'all want to see me naked that badly? The crowd roars with laughter and the atmosphere begins to ease up. Where's the fun if you can never lose? How about this? If someone can tell me how I'm cheating, I'll give them this. Deal? Xermes takes out a large gold coin and throws it in his palm. Response crowd clamors for another chance to bet. Isn't that the money the governor gave him? Does he need to pay the bar tab with that? Maybe he's just that confident he won't get caught. Eh? There's real money on the table now? Well, now you're on, mate. I'm in it to win it. Hell, what's there to lose? I can just put my clothes back on after. Wah! It's like the Raymond raving rider. However, as if to prove that he had really been cheating, Xermes continues to play undefeated. Xermes' opponent focuses on uncovering his tricks, but the only thing they succeed is in exposing themselves. Not that they care after going bare for the chance to win big. Ho-Ho bursts into laughter with each of the cheetah's victories. Then Xermes announces the results and gives out a fresh round of drinks in celebration. Keep on coming, lads. Free drinks for the brave. Is it really okay for things to go on like this? Looks like a bathhouse in here. Bartender doesn't seem in mind. They're raking in on Monera after all. As the moonlight shines, more patrons challenge Xermes, fueled by wine, lost inhibitions, and a touch of desperation. Would it hurt the losers to put their clothes back on? Perhaps they're just getting into the spirit of the game. This can't go on forever. As if to confirm Felice's concerns, Xermes' latest prey refuses to remove their clothes further. I pause, shaking in anticipation, mate. Or do you need me to take those pants off for you? Take them off! Take them off! Sprays beat right in the face and suddenly look around fearfully as if his defeat had sobered him. He whispers shakily to Xermes. No need to be so embarrassed, my friend. I won't force your hand, but you still have to do something in return. But to ask you to pay up would spoil the fun of our fun little game here. Alright, tell me a story. It can be anything you wish. A story for everyone's enjoyment. What do a lot of you think? Xermes projects his voice towards the crowd, rallying them behind his words. Crowds begin chanting in turn. The flustered man had no choice but accept Xermes' somewhat generous offer. The man hums and haws before beginning to clumsily recount his story. Xermes, not one to put on a bad performance, interjects timely questions and exaggerated reactions to bring the befuddled man's simple story to life. So you helped return that soldier stuff. That's very kind of you. And then what? You didn't say anything suggestive in passing? Pity. It was such a good opportunity. Okay. The next time you do a good deed and you're flustered, use it as an excuse to invite them to dinner, alright? Make sure you do it. Consider the price for not having to take off your pants in public. Did you pay the price by telling a story just now? Let your mind become distracted and you forget what you were doing to begin with. That is, Xermes certainly has a knack for being distracting. So much talking. Despite their best efforts and bare bottoms, no one is able to see through Xermes' methods. Now, with the chance to offer a story on the table, the night's activities gradually turn into a group counseling session. So you're saying they just kicked you out? Come on, that's so unfair. Tell me, who are they? I'll help you get them. Yeah, the hyena gang? They're brothers too. Interesting. So the Spique ripped up your depths. That's too kind of them. Well, if you want to join them, then join them. No time like the present, right? As the night wears on, Xermes never loses a single game. It's only when Velisa starts to knock off in the corner that Xermes calls their impromptu festivities to an end. Jesus Christ. Hey now, I know a lot of you were looking forward to seeing me naked, but so sorry to disappoint. Don't go and look at me like that. I can get bashful too. If you really want a better look, you can find me in private, you know. Well, oh god, there it is, front-facing Xermes again. Well, good night, gentlemen. I had a great time today. Xermes bows to the crowd and steps away from the table. He then approaches the disinterested crown mage just hiding away in the corner. Did you really have to make such a scene? I'm certain there was a way to gather information on the refugees without spending the entire budget in one night. Why all the yapping when I got the job done? If you haven't noticed, we already accomplished 2 things tonight. We know the words from a few loose tongues, and we've also made ourselves known. Tell me, did you notice anyone leaving tonight? No, I've been looking at you the whole time. Cheetah flashes a cheeky grin. That's exactly what I want to hear. But so sorry, even if you are my summoner, I just can't show you my naked self at your command. Understood? No, I wasn't... Then we should move. Time is of the essence if we want to take advantage of our second accomplishment tonight. We're leaving? Tell me, Summoners. What do you think of the stories that you've heard today? What do we think? I'm not sure, but it sounds like a group called the Hyena Gang is causing trouble. Are you implying they're the ones who stole the provisions? Is that what you believe? We won't find the truth by staying here now, will we? So let's get to the bottom of this. And where are we headed? Slums? Needless to say, we're going to look into the Hyena Gang. Don't you think it's dangerous to be out so late in a place like this? It is indeed very dangerous. You should take this more seriously. What should we do if something goes wrong? Hey, even if it's dangerous, you're crown mages, extraordinary summoners, able to call us heroes on the spot. So ease up, it's going to be fine. But... I know you want to track down the Hyena Gang, but how are we going to find them if you keep being so loud? We're not looking for them, they're looking for us. What do you mean? If they don't come to us, or if they can't find us, they're probably not the people we're looking for. In that case, we'll have to find another way to solve our little mystery. Let's hope we get lucky. I still don't get it. So let's make like bait and fish around a little. If a catch as handsome as me, we can definitely reel someone in. Won't you catch a cold instead? They're more likely to catch a common thief. Oh, give me some credit. If they can't control the rogues in their own little territory, then they are of no use to us. But, boss, be careful. I suggest you ready yourself to summon Herklaus at any time. Huh? As if on cue, several unpleasant-looking figures approach the group from behind. Oh, I'll summon him right now. No, not yet. Summon a huge guy at Herklaus will just scare these goons away. Our goal is to meet the so-called Hyena Gang. This is too reckless, Hermes. Don't worry. Nothing, no matter what happens, I'm here. More figures crowd the edge of the street, closing in as Hermes spoke. Crown mages are an age, but Hermes holds himself with graceful poise. 4 figures approach out of the shadows. They seem to be the leaders. 4 hyenas of very different statures. One strong, one tall, one broad, and one thin. Hard to believe they're really brothers. What an unlikely bunch. You, over there, we heard that you're asking for information about us? How desperate are you? Ouch, do I seem like a desperate sort of person to you? You're hurting my feelings. You got a lot of nerve, kid. How you dare talk to us like that? Looks like you need to be taught a lesson. You're the one who needs to be taught a lesson. Boss, give him a good beating. Huh? Huh? Boss? You mean me? Who else but you? Aren't you one of my summoners? Wait, why are we suddenly fighting? Are we here to get information? They haven't even told us anything. Should at least wait for their leader to say something. If you don't give miscreants like this a good beating, they won't listen to what you have to say in the first place. Alright, boss, it's up to you to do the beating. Summon Herklaus. Seems like Hermes has left me with no other choice. Because Hermes opened his big mouth, the gathering of figures closed in further. Wouldn't it be Herklaus doing the beating, not Vitas? Who cares? It's time to put them in their place. Alright. Summon Herklaus and knock the Hyena Gang down a peg. Specifically summon Herklaus? Does my win condition immediately make me win if I Summon her, Klaus. The thinnest. We're fighting the thinnest. Herr Klaus, we need your help here. Oh. Frau Mage, I hear your call. What's going on here? Zermies? Now, don't look at me. It's the summoners you need to protect. And was your strategy put them in harm's way? My strategy is to get the information we need. Such a small tussle has an even smaller price to pay. And what if something happens to our summoners? No worries, I trust ya. Hey. Where did the big guy come from? It doesn't matter. Get him. Gah. Hello. Take all take all energy. Take all energy and give it from all heroes. Hey. Hey. Hey! Are you fucking shitting me? What the hell is this bullshit? Alright, well I guess I need to turn this one to my side. Give 1 energy when a hero is turned, then I can just keep turning over. And he took Makari Hari. Don't think you're intimidating us by bringing some muscle. A prissy man like him doesn't know how us folk do things. I have to admit, I really don't. Aha, but I think I do. So it'll be, boys. Shall we head around back to exchange blows? This isn't time, Zermies. You're meant to be protecting us, you know. Now that's her Klaus' specialty. Even if he fails, I'm good at keeping the others' paws tight. After all, everyone deserves a good time, no matter the fight. And what do? Draw 1 card per energy held by all heroes on Mukaki's side, excluding the tallest. 1, 2, 3, 4. What the Gah! This guy's got a lot of strength, but he lacks dexterity. Dexterity, huh? Then what about those two they're trying to protect? Hey mate, you got something in mind? If you want to try any funny business, then at least take it somewhere private. Huh? Didn't he sneak up behind us? Like Zermie's looking out for us. But I still feel violated somehow. Violated by what? Hey! God damn it. Oh my god, I was gonna fuck. This sucks. Well, I might as well, right? Does this? Can't really help but to fight. It's okay, boss. Your directions are more than enough. These hyenas are a pain in my ass, still. Especially the thinnest one. He's pretty handy in a scrap. I don't think Zermie's the savior had it in him to praise someone else. Oh? I think it's quite the contrary. I praise people plenty. The boss here is a pain in my ass, too. What? You never... No, that's not important now. Yes, what important is cooldown increase on the thinness. Gotcha! Damn it. Xermes contorts the hyena's arm in a swift motion. The hyena drops his dagger with a stifled yelp before retreating back into the shadows. But does your plan have to be so life-threatening? You'll have to complain to your opponent about that. On my side? Bruh. Really? You know, I could have all the heroes on my side and still not be able to do anything. Wow, this guy is hellbent on making sure I don't get Makari Hari back. Look at us. How does he have the disadvantage? Okay. Can't I just... Oh wait, I can also... Yeah, I can send him back. I can send him back so that you need to summon him again. You remove energy from the thinness. Three for easy energy. Come on, you have no reason to fight us. We won't surrender. Well, fellas, your boss seems to be lost in thought. I'm just thinking about how to take you down. Oh, I know. Xermes deflects a dagger thrown at Vitas. But if you keep aiming for the same target, you'll keep on missing it. I'm scared. This is really serious. Isn't it? The thinness removes one energy from the thinness. Alright. So I'll just take him back then. Oh, and then I'll just wipe your board as well. This is exactly why this guy is a hero, a story hero, because that shit is too good, too fucking good. Are you done yet? We don't intend to harm you. Ugh. Xermes walks up to the thinnest hyena and hands his dagger back to him. You should check on your brothers. Riklaus raises his spear as the other three hyenas fall to the ground. It's finally over. That was too reckless, Xermes. Don't let it happen again. Is that so? Looks to me like everything went according. Shut up, Mukaki. Hey now, we're going to be alright with this. The problem solver. Uh-huh. Is that what that is? Easy. We don't want to fight. What do y'all want with us? Why does it feel like we're the bad guys now? When it comes to Xermes' schemes, don't concern yourself with what's right and wrong. Pardon? I'm very ethical. Your options just happen to be different than mine. Your opinions look the same to me. Hey, can you three zip it? The hyenas look like they're about to cry. What? Oh, come on now. There's nothing to be scared of. I just want to ask you guys for some information. What do you want to know? Nothing much. I'm sure you know where all the government's relief supplies have gone, don't you? Spique. Despite their recent roughhousing, the hyena gang are amicable to Xermes' questioning. The hyenas lead the group through the city as they talk, each one finishing the other's words in a cackle of secrets and conspiracy. You're saying that the Spique are responsible for embezzling the supplies? Spique. I kept hearing that word today. Or you could say the head of wheat. heads. They're an agricultural union. Yes, they colluded with officials to swindle all the supplies away. Doesn't seem likely to me. People have a good impression of the Spique. We just caught wind of an incident where the Spique let someone who owed money off the hook, tore up the man's debt right in his face. They don't exactly seem like a selfish bunch. Yes, the Spique have a good reputation. A good reputation doesn't mean they do good things. I get that you're a hyena, but I'm not gonna voice act every single time you laugh. When you're funded by stealing government supplies, there's no need to screw over small fry anymore. So they're the big bad? You expect me to believe that? Hey now, we aren't lying. Just ask around here. Many others will tell you of this truth. Just this night we listened to stories singing the Union's praises. Because they have everyone fooled, many nobles have no idea about the truth. If the Spique does right by you, who are you to criticize them? Ain't that the way of things? How can I know without a shadow of a doubt that this isn't all one big bluff? I want proof. Like I said, if you just ask around, I guess we'll have to take a look around then. No. Why should two summoners such as yourself do the legwork? Think a bit more like crown mages and let others heed your call. After all, with the hyenas you have 4 assistants waiting upon your words with bated breath, no? Yes, that's right. Hold on. How can we be sure whoever they ask is trustworthy? They could have already told others to bring whoever they bring to lie in advance. What? You don't think I can tell when someone is lying to me? If they try to put a stunt like this, they'll no longer be of any use to us. Hercules, who have called out for additional muscle, waves his spear for dramatic effect. Yes, we would never dare. Very well, then go and bring your proof here quickly. We'll be waiting for you here. Of course. Guys, get on it. The oldest of the 4 brothers stays behind as a hostage while the other 3 leave to find nearby residents to prove their case. Not long after, they return with a refugee to back their claims. Now, what can you tell us about the Spique? Refugee looks afraid, eyes darting back and forth between Vitas and the 4 hyenas, not daring to utter a word. Zermi shakes his head and taps Vitas on the shoulder. Boss, I'll teach you. It's times like this you need to throw something to bite onto. Hey, you. You think the Spique are good people, right? Do they do a lot of good deeds? Yes, they're good people. They do a lot of good deeds. Is that all? Nothing else to say? Yes. Well, that's good. You can go. Thank you. What? The refugee leaves and Valises has a perplexed expression on his face. I don't get it. What's the point if you're going to use leading questions? Of course they're going to take the easy way out and say Spique are good people. Do you really think they meant what they said? No, he seemed a bit uncomfortable about it. If it was the truth, they would have used their own words rather than just spitting out what I fed them. They don't just like the Spique, oh, they hate them. But that's not necessarily true, right? They were feeling threatened. Maybe they just wanted to avoid talking as much as possible. Well, sure, but we can always confirm the truth later. Before that, you and your merry band should tell us how the Spique took the supplies. We don't know the whole story, but as you know, the Spique operates almost every business in the city. Well, truth be told, we're new to the city, so the market here is unknown to us. Doesn't matter. Hard enough to buy anything as it is, but know your way around and you can get whatever you want. People say that the Spique gets their food from the officials. How can you be sure of that? Why sneak it through the officials when you can just buy it directly? The new governor has imposed levies on all merchants transporting food. No bloke wants to sell and no bloke can afford to buy. So they don't have stock in reserve. Not unless they want rotten meat and produce. So what you're saying is that the Spique gets the relief supplies from the officials and sells them through the merchants. Where do you think all the fresh food on the tables of the noble comes from these days? Do the nobles know about this? They all know that the merchants have been levied. So where else could their food come from? You mean the whole city already knows about this, with the exception of the governor? That's a bit far-fetched to me. I'd say most nobles don't think about where their food comes from. Regardless, this means that much of the city is being fed by the rations under the governor's control. If the nobles are the one buying the food, then the situation is dire. How has it gotten this far without the governor realizing it? Couldn't tell you. Seems like we need to ask Governor Sulpicius ourselves. We should head back. Man, if the whole city knows except for the governor, then Jesus Christ, do I have to question him a bit. So the relief supplies are being intercepted and later sold back to the civilians. With the current merchant levies, the only way the market has food to sell is either from your supplies or by smuggling them in. I have no restrictions on smuggling, but the nobles have their own rations, which to my knowledge have been distributed correctly. What if they take more than their fair share? I doubt they will admit to it. Ah, I restricted the nobles from the refugee supplies, yet it ended up on their tables regardless. But that cannot be the entire truth. They must be selling the supplies to the merchants somewhere. Well then, what made you think someone's embezzling the relief supplies in the first place, Governor? Because I saw that the refugees weren't getting any of the supplies. I had merchants visit the city in droves. They should have driven down the price of produce and other goods. I feel that no matter how many supplies we provide, the prices aren't changing at all. It's like feeding an endlessly hungry beast. Even stranger, I went to watch the distribution of supplies in person and nothing was amiss. Obviously, they'll be on their best behavior when the governor himself makes an appearance. Hey, show some manners to the governor. How did you get in here anyways? I tagged along, of course. I heard that you're going to meet with the governor, so how could I miss out on witnessing our dear gullible leader? Where are your manners? You snuck in, you got a lousy attitude, and then you have the gall to insult the governor? No, it's fine. It's true that I didn't do a good enough job, and I deserve to be called a fool. But I don't understand. Yes, I went to watch the officials hand out the supplies, but I disguised myself and left in secret. How could anyone know I was there? Haven't you noticed? There are a bunch of people watching you, even right now. What? You have a lot of enemies, don't you know? Ooh, so many people are talking bad about you. Even the poor think you're the reason they don't have anything to eat. If I didn't follow you here today, I would have just assumed you were the kind of person who wants to use the war to make a fortune. But an idiot isn't any better. Make a fortune? Why would you believe something as stupid as that? The governor brought all those merchants here to give food to the people. How could he possibly exploit that? The rich have done crazier things to keep up appearances. Who knows what's going on in the middle of in the minds of the nobles? The governor here is from the capital itself, so naturally he's even more unpleasant than the average noble. Yeah, he's from the capital, and that's exactly why you shouldn't assume he has the same goals as the nobles in this city. What? You don't believe that the nobles are in league with one another? What an ambitious line of thought. How about you tell that to the people who don't even believe their taxes are used to pay for government services, or those who don't think about how those services have a cost at all. But that seems so obvious. The more you yap on, the more I realize you lot don't see the world for what it is. Don't just tell me what you read in some dusty books. It's pathetic. I know I'm naive. I know I'm naive, but I will do things the right way. However, I often forget to consider the people's wishes. Gentlemen, I see no further use in further debate, so if you would excuse me, let us talk again when we have found our answers. So we know the problem, but how do we fix it? We're just outsider when it comes to both the government officials and the Spicay. Hey, Demiurges, you two surely share great wisdom when it comes to ruling the masses. What do you make of this situation? Irinipolis has indeed found itself in a very difficult situation. As the officials are involved in underhanded dealings, we should definitely begin with removing them. You're the one who said it isn't so simple. The city's nobles are already upset with the new governor. Go after them and it'll be anarchy. The nobles don't need to be involved at all. Change is an easy way to infuriate the people, even if it leads to something better, but the people can be satisfied by other means. It's all about balance, about delivering both a punishment and a reward. Eh? Where is this reward you speak of? Those who do wrong must be punished, or so you say. Would you do something unjust to lure the interests of the corrupt officials? The public may distrust the governor, but that doesn't mean that everyone in power is only concerned with alternative motives. You need to find out what the officials really think before jumping to conclusions. There's no need to coddle the officials by reforming them. They need to know what they're doing. They're not children. Certainly, the officials may be taking the supplies, but they need to store them somewhere before they can sell them to the spique. Find that place and we can catch them in the act. I'm sure you get my point. Yes, I understood that from the start, but you don't need to care why the officials do what they do. People need food, and the officials have no sense of duty towards the governor. Even if they are appeased, they will not follow his authority. Again, with your blind dedication to control. The real heart of the city is the people. If the people place their hearts with the governor, the officials who dare turn their backs on him will be cast aside. In a world where the people support the governor, sure, that may make sense. But as you have heard, what the people really think is that the governor is just another man lining his pockets. Do you believe that you can flip a coin and change how people think? If someone does not like something, it's natural that they will keep on believing that. People aren't likely to admit their wrongdoing. But not impossible. We have Zermes, don't we? I think we have a clear goal. As long as we have Zermes, I'd say likely is on our side. You think too highly of me, Lord Mukaki. Even if Zermes could sway minds, it is imperative we put new officials in power. Officials control the law, but the hearts of people are not things that can be changed by law or power. Perhaps law or power cannot change hearts, but Monera can. You just need to have the right approach. But you don't want to because of your blind beliefs in your own principles. Do you not just blindly oppose those very same principles? Hilarious, you think you can turn my words against me? I'm just calling the truth as it is. So was I. Here's some more truth then. You're a pain in the ass. You mess around and it's the crown mages who will be the one who suffer. Good point. We have spoken. Let them decide which way they want to go. Don't make this about you. The nerve. Your problems are my problems. If you decide something, I should decide as well. So stop thinking you can control everything, oh great, wise, and powerful lord from the paradise beyond. Enough. Vitas, Valises, what are you going to do? Well, I take down the officials, investigate the spique. Why can't we do both? Oh wait, no, don't we do both? I think it's best to start an investigation into the spique and find out what their intentions are. Zermes, are you on board for this? Well, I'm fine either way. And don't you agree that looking into the spique sounds more fun than dealing with some self-serving nobles? Well, if that's the case, what's up? Do you want to put this up to a debate like usual? No, I think we should both investigate both the officials and the spique. Well, we can't be in two places at the same time. I'm happy to work on my own when there's a mystery to uncover. Since you wanted to look into spique, I'll find out what those corrupt officials are up to. If you're alright with that, then I'm counting on you, Valises. You know, it's only now I've realized that there's a great load of detail in the back over there. Holy shit. Wow. It looks kind of blurry, but from afar it looks very impressive that they've managed to put that much detail into the back. Wow. We need a plan to look into the spique. It's already assumed that they took the supplies, but we don't have any proof of that. Absit omen, what does that mean? So we need to prove that in our investigation, right? That goes without saying, but we're looking for more than their methods. We need to... God. We need to dig up which officers are behind them in this whole situation. In other words, their leaders realize they're not just gonna let us snoop around. It's gonna be very dangerous. With so much at stake, isn't the danger worth finding out the truth? Right, you've made your point. I'll be with you, rooting on you, Zermes. Boss, you don't need to come with me. It's not responsible of me to let my summoner put themselves in harm's way. Huh? Why shouldn't I go? You just can't. We have plenty of helping hands, don't we? Maybe I should just give like the Minecraft witch laugh. Or what? I don't know how to do any other laughs. All of you, will you join me? Of course! Your orders will surely be carried out. Very well, I'll leave it to you then. Yes, we'll begin right away. Let's go. Huh? Just like that? Sometimes you need to rely on others, got it? Why does it feel like I never understand what this cheetah is thinking? I don't think you can. That's part of the reason why I dislike him. We're back, and we were able to confirm the rumors. The Spicay are responsible for selling the government's relief supplies. They aren't even trying to hide it. The Spicay Merchants Guild is led by the very same man in charge of the markets. We checked from top to bottom. There is no one else in control behind the scenes. Because of their stellar reputation, they've got nothing to hide. So you're telling me the Spicay handles both the supply and the sale of goods? Sounds less like a gang and more like a sort of chamber of commerce to me. That's one way you could look at it. So did you confirm that the Spicay are the ones taking the supplies? No ifs or buts? Yes, of course. No mistaking it. If that's the case, then how did they do it? Since you're so certain, I bet you found out, right? They buy them. The officials are selling the goods to them in secrets. Where do they get the Monera? They resell the goods to people slightly below the market price. They claim it's a special consideration for the current political climate. Oh, but the market prices are actually controlled by them as well. Their price inflation is so bad you could trade solid gold for a bag of wheat. Meanwhile, their special consideration prices are 1/5 of the market rate. The people are indebted to them for their generosity in this time of need. Here and in many other areas, they're even lending out free money to those in need. As far as I know, the real workers of the Spicay don't know a thing and are truly kind people. But to the point, they're making much more money than they did before the war. Paying off the officials is just business as usual. After all, the whole market from farm to table is controlled by the Spicay and the officials. The prices are theirs to decide. And like that, they pull the wool over the public's eyes. Exactly. Look busy, play dumb, and nobody suspects a thing. To the people, they're the real saviors in comparison to the poor efforts made by the government. As you can imagine, they are very well respected, to put it lightly. There's no way the Spicay can get away with this. We should reveal the truth to the public. It's not that easy. We tried messing with their plans in the past, but you can't do anything to expose them while the officials have their backs. Valisa should be taking care of the situation with the officials as we speak. I think I should inform the governor of the situation. Boss, I doubt that would make a difference. The governor lacks credibility. Sure, you could tell the man the truth, but who would believe him? Even if he suspected the officials responsible, the Spicay are backing them up. As long as the status quo of collusion between business and government remains unchanged, it would be very difficult to shake them. But if the people know the truth, no one will support those merchants anymore, right? The supplies from the governor are supposed to be free. If the people really found out the truth and turned against the Spicay, it would only lead to a riot. That's... Who says you need to announce the truth? I've got something better in mind. After all, the Spicay built up all this goodwill. It's a shame they aren't making good use of it. What are you planning? Have you confirmed the names and residences of the officers involved with the Spicay? Yes, absolutely. I still can't say for sure what to do next. I need to talk to Circles. Boss, can you help me contact the other Crown Mage? I can, but why do you need Circles? I'm in need of his skills. Alright, I'll get in touch with Valises. If I remember correctly, I didn't like where this was going. You want to borrow Circles from me? Well, I've been busy investigating all morning with him, in case you've forgotten. I'm still going to need help hunting down the officials. We both have our own duties to fulfill, so you're going to have to convince me. Then let us consider this a debate. It'll be relieving to have one that's not so serious for a change. I'm sure it will be. Ah, yes, the typical life and death ones that we have. I'll be direct. Circles is helping me greatly in my investigation, and I won't let you take him without reason. Well then, how about we exchange heroes? A change of perspective could prove helpful to both our investigators. Then you'll have to convince me. You really want to make me work for this, don't you? You're the one that wanted a debate. I'm more than willing to give you what you asked for. What if I ask you let me win? Nowhere would be the fun in that. Well, how about the fact that I've won almost every single debate so far? Are you? I just gave him an opening, no doubt. He definitely has another red. Or he just drawn an exalted element. Nope, it's even worse. Nope, actually it's good. Let's just start off small first. We can remove we can start doing all the conversion bullshit once. Zermes hasn't told me much, but we need Circly's skills for the next part of his plan. The skills? What are you gonna do? Heal a confession out of them? I don't think so. Then why do you need Circles? Hey, Circles has many talents. I'm flattered, but you're only making me more suspicious by the second. Do you remember? 'Cause I do. I want your cards, bitch. I want your cards, bitch. Give me your cards, bitch. No, 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 no. Oh, that could have gone bad real quick. When Zermes doesn't say what he's going to do, I say you should leave him to his desires. Certainly, and when everything goes wrong, it becomes everyone else's frustration. Oh, don't worry, I'm an expert at taking care of Penta. I'm not overthinking what he just said, am I? When Zermes is spouting innuendo, I also say you should ignore him entirely. I'm glad the game acknowledges it as well. Because I'm getting very sick of that man and all the nonsense he spews. Nice. Look, I can lend you Zermes in exchange for Circles. That way we both get something out of this. Between the nobles and the clergy, I'm sure Zermes will make some friends and get the information you need. They do have their guard up around Circles. But Zermes, how can I know you're going to help me if you won't tell me what you want Circles for? Stop your worrying. We both have the same goal in mind. I doubt it. You heard them. I'm not here to defend you, Zermes. You can at least do me a favor, boss. Oh, I have another exalted element. Yes, sir. Oh, wait. I'll just do this and then this. And then... this energy is consumed. Entangled in Binding Lies. Akari Hari cannot use any abilities. I think I remember this one being swapped over as well. I think it was something along the lines of engulfed in holy light. Not sure if I exactly remember, but I think that's the general gist of it. Engulfed in holy light, and apparently entangled in binding lies. They make Makari Hari's one sound so serious, and then they make Mokaki's one just sound like, oh, whatever. Give me back him and send this asshole back. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with the Broadus. The Broadus is way too OP as a concept. This is exactly why he stays a story card, because if you brought the Broadus to the actual trial game, you have a lot of problems on your hands. Like you. Like, do you not see how oppressive this is? Circules is good at keeping the High Priest in line. I doubt Zermes would be able to do the same. I'm sure Zermes can help you with other things. I don't even know what you're asking Circules to help with in the first place. Is that so bad? Either way, Zermes can directly investigate the officials without needing to get the clergy involved. Getting me on your side is a bargain no matter what, Crown Mage. Sometimes I wonder why people find Zermes so attractive when I find him so annoying. I concur, you know. You know, same Z's. Slay girl. I cannot stand him, to be honest. And now that I actually remember why I dislike him so much, it has made me dislike him even more. Oh, fuck it. I want Kuroko's back. Do you see how oppressive this is? This is such bullshit. Well, the only way he would be able to turn this around is if he gathers 2 energy and then suddenly turns everyone to his side. And then even then, when he turns everyone to his side, he still has to go and put that remaining energy that he gets into the Broadus, so that I can go and I will be forced to gain 2 energy back and then repeat the cycle over and over again. Yeah. Fine, I agree with you. Trading heroes is beneficial to both of us. I'm glad you're finally willing to agree with me. Sure, I always follow what is sensible to me. But sometimes I like to be the sensible one. You've always been sensible, Valises. But debates aren't won by being sensible alone. Man, how embarrassing it is to have Vitas be the sole winner of every single debate in the game. And the funny thing is that I know for a fact that this is something that will be called out, you know, it will be actively called out in later in the story, because of the fact that it, like, I think it later gets them into trouble or something. It's a trade then. I need to pick Zermes' mind for a few things anyways. As long as Zermes is okay with that. No problem. I'll explain everything to Circles before I leave. Then that's sorted. So, what does Zermes say to you? Huh? Didn't Zermes tell you? Nope. He has a knack for leaving out the details. He wishes to take over this Spike. For real? Yes, really. We poisoned a few of the members and threatened to make an example of them. Additionally, this will afford us the opportunity to get rid of our most difficult opposition. What? That's too drastic! I feel the same. It is drastic, but it's not entirely meritless. Do you know how many people must have died of starvation due to this incident? To some people, wouldn't their lives and the lives of those around them be better if the Spike would disappear? But still, we can't just... I can't accept this. We're in no position to judge them, let alone use this to justify killing them. I was told Lord Makari Hari would be accepting of this plan. That's why I can't stand him. It's true those merchants have broken the lives of others, but that was their choice. If they pay for it with their lives, they have no right to complain. But that doesn't mean we're the ones to make them pay, especially in the name of justice. To think of it makes me sick. Zermi said that when push comes to shove, we can just say we're fulfilling our duties on behalf of the governor. Don't give me that crap. That's just his excuse to make you feel better. But he said that there is no other way. If we want to handle the situation with ease, it would be hard not to get rid of the culprits. Hold on, even if they're out of the picture, how are we going to control the Spigay? We can't be the ones to run it, can we? Zermi's already told me you were already in company with his candidates. Huh? You mean us? You're originally part of a gang, right? They should be very familiar with how to manage the Spigay. Would the public accept that? According to the teachings of Makari Hari, political upheaval is acceptable in extreme situations. Wait, really? You can't always afford to wait for people to work out what's going on. Is this really a good idea? Of course it isn't! No matter what I say, I'm in a difficult position. Crown Mage, I will heed your call, you just need to tell me what to do. Although Mukaki is bored by this, Makari Hari would not object under these circumstances. Do you agree? Yeah, sure, why not? You know, thinking about it, you know, them ruining the lives of the others is quite serious, and that is not something that I would theoretically say I can forgive. I understand if we want to put this right, we don't have a choice. Someone has to punish them. Really? Are you really going to accept that? Do you think you're doing the right thing? Someone has to do it, don't they? The officials are colluding with the Spigay, the government has no power, and the people can't change anything. We're the only ones left. Or do you think they should not be stopped? No, I never said that. So what's the issue? Don't you get it? You're free to hurt others to stop whatever you want. But you can't do that then turn around and call it justice for the people. It's nothing but your own selfish desire. But then, how do you enforce justice? No one can enforce justice. Enforcing justice is just another form of injustice. But if you choose to do injustice by your own hands, I don't have a problem with that. It's your freedom to bear the consequences of your actions. But remember, enforcing those consequences onto others is not justice. And it's so damn self-centered if you think it is. You're just trying to stop them from causing more pain and misery. Stop them from taking advantage of the trust and power society has given them. What about that isn't justice? Even if we have to do something bad, this may be the right thing to do. It's just an eye for an eye. And that's fair to me. I'm the embodiment of freedom, remember? And not the embodiment of semantics, Lord Mukaki? That haughty voice. Oh my god, front-facing Krokos has come back to haunt us. Krokos, what are you doing here? Ulises asked me to watch you in case you needed my help. And it appears that you do. Vitus, you should know by now that the demiurges have very peculiar outlooks on evil. One relishes evil as part of mankind's nature. One brandishes it as a tool that must be repented for later. But mankind must ask, do we act to prevent wrongdoing, or do we act to met out punishment? There is a meaningful distinction between what the mind believes and what the body performs. I will never believe that it is evil to prevent wrongdoing, but you're the only one who will ever understand your own intentions. Oh, but of course Professor Krokos thinks he's too high and mighty than to ever consider his actions are evil. I never said that I've done no evil. I just believe that intentions matter more than actions. Lord Mukaki, I don't mean to quarrel with you, but Makari Hari said that the world will inevitably lead you to do evil, and that what makes him a bona fide bastard. I don't think we're doing it wrong. But if that's the case, you may think of me as the one who is unjust. To remove or not to remove the Spigay members may not be the real question we should ask. Krokos turns his head towards the hyenas whose eyes faintly glow in the shade. But rather we should question who they are replaced with in the long term. There's nothing I can do to stop you, is there? Forget it then. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so disrespectful. But regardless, let's begin with the plan. Actually, I disagree. I think he needs to be. I think being disrespectful is exactly what the demiurgers need, because they're way too pompous. Alright, following Zermi's instructions, first up is the good and the ugly. Where's the bad? The scene of the supply handover was beset with delays and confusion before erupting into turmoil. 3 of the spicays were found foaming at the mouth, hearts stopped and dead to the world. There's something wrong with the rations. Poison. It's poison! Poison? 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 Who would do such a thing to the rations? Rations? Do you mean the stock? Of course he means the stock. He's likely intoxicated as well. As such, he's spouting nonsense. What do you mean, intoxicated? I mean that you're foaming at the mouth too, you fool. You're going to die if you aren't treated right away. My lips are numb. Fill this man with charcoal immediately. The man makes a horrible retching sound and coughs up something red that splatters to the ground. You can't tell whether it was blood or wine because whatever it was, it reeked of grapes. I am made undone. Be at peace. Whatever it was used on you must be a different poison. The other men are already dead. You can't be saved. Someone within government did this. There's no other possibility. A traitor has poisoned their own rations. What does he mean, rations? This is stock for the market, isn't it? The mix of nobles and refugees mutter amongst themselves. Some look confounded, others look as if they wanted to hightail it out of there the first chance they had. You said this would be safe, you rotten bastards. Shut him up or get him out of here, or else the fool's words will sow chaos. I'm dying because of you. Revenge. They're taking bloody revenge, alright? What manner of assembly is this? The governor looks around wildly, from the foaming bodies to the townsfolk mid-row, and the remaining officials who stand calm. I was told a murder took place. But before that, for what conceivable reason are the supplies being distributed in the middle of the night? Nobody answers him. This man on the ground right here said that the government poisoned its own officials when corruption was uncovered. Corruption? What are you talking about? No, I don't believe a word of that. This Piquet have been a blessing to us. Oh, how curious, because he also said that the Piquet were buying embezzled provisions from the government. The man is lying. Of course it's a lie. The officials and townspeople do a double take, but then there's a look in Zermi's eyes. A look he gets when he hears exactly what he wants to hear. Can't you see that this man is alive? He's merely paralyzed. That's right, his poison was different. You right there. Me? Check around his body. There's a bag here. Full of poison, no doubt. I see flasks and powders. It's clear to me that this man poisoned himself and all of the others. Perhaps to fake his own death and to convict this Piquet of a false crime. To convict the ones he hasn't murdered already, of course. This is sickening. What do you mean? This sort of perverse performance is entirely up your alley. If only he knows that he does wrong. If he works in the name of the greater good, that is your perversion, not mine. There's no way to know that. He's a fantastic liar. I hate Zermes. I hate this. It's like a fucking child. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I don't friend you anymore. Chairman of the Spique, did this man have a reason to hold grudge against you? Or hold my officials in contempt? As if a floodgate opened, the officials start hurling accusations after accusation at the man on the floor below them. The governor raises paws, trying to get them to speak one at a time. Enough. I've heard enough. To the official before me, normally your presence here would be enough to implicate you of corruption. However, if this man was truly the wielder of such fearsome poisons, I cannot dismiss the possibility of coercion. He will give his own testimony when he awakens. But your lordship, this man is dead too. What? How could that be? It appears that he was stabbed by the dagger within his robe, collapsing onto it when being taken by the poison. Chairman, there are 4 people dead tonight. and none of us had a hand in it. That man on the floor was to blame. I had no interest in whoever is to blame right now. Without the food that they need, the citizens will die. And we will lose this war. I will overlook everything if you help me, help everyone. Now! Every official, even some of the townsfolk, stand frozen in place, watching the governor heave as he speaks, kneeling over the dead man. Whether out of shame for their actions or for fear of what was to come, the officials gather behind the governor. The food is set alight out of fear of possible contamination, leaving the embezzlement operation in ashes. For a time, the man discussed with Sulpicius before he excuses himself and returns to his mansion. But before the chairman of the Spique could leave, Xermes grabs him by the shoulder. What wonderful work you've been doing. Xermes holds out his chalice, sloshing the crystal clear water of the somehow never-ending cup. I'm in no mood for parlor tricks after tonight. The hyena brothers crowd behind the chairman, snickering. Oh, come on. We could all use a bit cheering up after going through a brutal ordeal like that. If this will make you lot of scoundrels leave me be, then very well. The man dips his paw into the chalice, pulling out a chunk of moldy bread. Ugh, just another piece of foul bread. See, I can make food appear out of nowhere too. But what else I can pull from this cup of mine? Xermes pulls out a long, thin, crystalline tube of metallic powder. The man's demeanor snaps from irritation to fear. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your associates. 4 of them died tonight, yes. Here are their replacements. The hyenas chortle as they circle the chairman. You can't do this. Oh, of course I can. I'm not the chairman of the Spique. But you are. Hear me out. You can either die from a poison far more painful and far more gruesome than what took your associates, or I can take your place as the leader of the Spique. He puts his arm around the man's neck and swayed with him. Do you find these terms agreeable? I will not leave the food distribution of Irinopolis to you leeches. Then you've accepted a terrible death. I suppose it's not a wrong choice, but it's not the one I'd ever make. Hold him down and open his mouth, boys. No! The man flails and starts sobbing. I'll do it, I'll do it. Oh God, I'll do it. Oh gods, you mean. Because they're both watching us. Wow. Way to be on the nose, man. This chapter feels a little bit shorter, and that felt bad? No. Murky. Unclear. In what way? Lots of ways. Do you want to talk it over with me? Yeah. I don't want to see any of those people die. I didn't want to see any. I didn't either. It's not that I feel entirely bad about it. They were preying upon poor, starving people. Took away their food. It's hard for me to believe that people can really be that cruel. Well, but that's not the problem, is it? Well, I mean, didn't we leave those bandits to die? Isn't that kind of the same thing? Back in Ab Inito, in Xermes. He makes lying look so easy, and everyone believed him. Given a lifetime, I think you can learn to make anything look easy. And his afterlife? Well, who knows what a person does to become a hero? I guess I was just scared. Just like the Demiurges, I couldn't tell if he was lying because he liked it, or if he wanted to take justice into his own hands. Maybe it's both. Or maybe it's neither. Perhaps he was playing the role he knows best because it was the only way he knew to help us. But what if he ever found out we were hiding secrets from one another, even if we have a good reason to do so? I worried that he might use that information against us. I don't think he's like that. But how do you know for sure? Here. The sound of tearing fabric cuts through the tranquil manner. Ulysses takes the torn ribbon and holds it between both of their paws. Whenever I need to keep something secret from you, I'll tie a ribbon around my horn to make things fair between us. Doesn't that make it obvious? Well, I don't think the world has ever been fair to us, but alas, we can be fair to each other. Hey, are you gonna take the ribbon? I will. But your paws are really warm. Ooh, they fucking. Ooh, they fucking. I mean, they grew up together, so it's hard to imagine that they won't have any sort of feelings between each other, right? They like literally only know each other. So it didn't take long for Zermes to plant the hyena gang into high-ranking positions within the Spike. With the Spike's price fixing put to an end, the price of food dropped drastically, especially with the hyenas investing in large business mergers left, right, and center. Well, it seems like they're doing a good job at whatever the hell they're supposed to be doing. While walking through the forum, the crown mages happened to find Zermes talking to the governor in a secluded area. Curious, they find a place out of sight to listen in on their conversation. Are you really so keen to talk about this in such a secluded romantic scenario, Lordship? I'm not here to tell jokes. Tell me, do you really think we should allow the hyena gang to take over the slums? What's wrong with that? It is true that they are miscreants, but now they have ties to the government. Do you really think they would cause trouble and throw that all away? They may not want to cause trouble, but who can guarantee they will do no wrong? I'll tell you the same thing I say to anyone with trust issues. Believe that they can do good and don't worry so much. Just treat them like some sort of extrajudicial staff. Well, I certainly can't say I've ever worked with any people like them before. But also, I recommend you not speak ill of them because you never know if they're listening. What do you mean? Come out, boys. Good eye, boss. Knew it was only a matter of time before you'd notice me. What? How did you... Did you follow me here? No, not at all. We just happened to need to discuss something with the boss, and I'm the first one who got here. The rest of us are here too. The rest of the hyena gang stepped forth from the shadows. But this... Speak and they shall appear. Pretty convenient, don't you think? Or do you really have a reason to hide away from them? It's more about my privacy. Your privacy? I mean, if you have reservations over that, why not share them with me? I'm quite the counselor. What part of privacy means that I need to share it with you? Sounds as though you just want to flirt with me. Your Lordship, boss, really want to thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank me? Surely you don't mean me. Of course we need to thank you. Any common folk would think you'd get rid of us as soon as we did our jobs. But you kept us around and hitched us up with a good word to his lordship here. You don't need to cut off every loose end. I'm actually quite lazy, you know. Even so, we still want to express our sincere gratitude. Don't be shy, boss. We don't have any gift other than our gratitude. Because we didn't know what to get that would satisfy you. True enough, my chalice can satisfy any material desire, don't you know? Nothing else can compare. That's why this is all we've got. Well, I believe the governor deserves your gratitude more than me. Of course we plan to thank the governor too. How about it, your lordship? Is there anything you want? Anything at all? While good produce is still hard to come by, some fine handicraft may be more to your liking. I can commission some fine art if you'd like. NSFW calm. No thank you, I don't accept any personal donations. Although... Well, never mind. Thank you for recognizing us. It means a lot that we have a firm foothold during this war. Exactly, we can hire some muscle to keep the plebeians in line with all the money we... Ow, bro, why'd you stomp on my foot? Huh. Lord Zermes, are you sure this is okay? I don't see a problem. Would it really be different with anyone else? It is a time of conflict. People in power do what they do to keep the chaos in line, even if it is heavy-handed. At least they're honest boys. No more skulking about like what the Spike used to do. Fine, allow me to trust you for now. If only we could do things by the books. And such a thing happens in the capital? It does not. I thought a small city would be a good place to start, and now you know. I apologize for this idiot's actions, your lordship. We will cooperate with the government the best we can. No, it's okay. It's like Zermi said, I can't change how the people of this city work. I do have a question, your lordship. Why did you allow us to take over this Spicade to begin with? You can give it to him straight. What else would you give it to them gay? Probably fucking flop your dick out like... I might as well. You already overheard my private conversation. I do not trust you in the slightest. To be direct, Zermis trusts you not to make trouble, and we have no one else to take the position. If you think I will dispose of you right after the war, be assured that I will do no such thing. However, I do have to warn you that the governor who takes my place may or may not be so kind. By that you mean... we won't be officially recognized? He's got that cunty look about him. I understand. We're here today to thank the both of you for helping us so far. Please forgive us if we overstepped. I'm sorry that not everything worked out how you all wanted. But I appreciate your hard work in both the past and the future. It's our honor. Then I shall be on my way. Boss, guess we can still hang out at our new place? This time it's all decked out. Also, we got some men who can make you feel right at home. Dumbass, show some respect. Oh god, that's even worse. That's the worst front-facing sprite so far. So what? Hey, you really think the boss finds that impressive? You're right. Your brother took the words right out of my mouth. One life down, you'll find yourself still searching for what fulfills you. You're good boys, and you should live on your own from now on. Think of it as a token of my appreciation, boss. Sir, this isn't how it ends. You gave us a new life. We couldn't be more grateful. Boss, Sir Mies. The boss is gone? What's wrong with the boss? I had noticed that the thinners hadn't spoken up at all during that whole conversation. The hyena brothers are at a loss for words, blinking and staring at one another. Vitus feels an urgent sense of worry as he pursues Hermes through the city. Zermis. Do you think that we've done enough? Vive ut vivas? You don't think so? Well, what more is there to be done? Sulpicius has a tighter control over how food is distributed, and those thieves have the cushiest jobs they've had in their lives. I've wrapped this whole ordeal up nice and tidy. I wouldn't say that. Oh, then what did I miss, boss? Well, you solved the big problem. But I think me and Valises are in worse spirits than when we started. Well, that's life, kitten. So then, what are your future plans for the hyena gang? Future plans? None, really. None? You sound displeased by that. Not as displeased as I am. The thinnest member of the Black Hyena gang reveals himself, jumping from a window, spinning his dagger between his fingers. What's the deal with all this talk of nothing, boss? Man walks closer to Zermius, his dagger still spinning. After all, my brothers and I are your gainful employees. Don't be so dramatic. Put that toy away. The hyena looks stupefied. Issuing commands so soon? The hyena shakes his head. Bit bold, considering you're washing your hands of us. He toasts his blade some more until it makes a low hum. Think I deserve to at least know why? I don't believe I've ever said that. But considering all the theatrics, seems like you have a few ideas in your head already. So let's hear it then. Dealing with complaints is my specialty. May the others feel like you'll always be just around the corner if we find ourselves in a tough spot. I'm not as simple as my brothers, you know. Well, that's not a hard barrier to surpass now, is it? I've gotten real good at telling when a man becomes a ghost to me right in front of my eyes. Well, I am dead after all, but I promise that I'm very solid. That's not what I mean, and you know it. You talk about completed favors with a tone of finality. You start speaking real careful, all business-like. Each word sounded like a deal coming to a close. And on top of that, you want us to be grateful when you disappear. Might as well jab this into your eye or give your neck a crimson smile for that kind of hubris. Oh yeah? Pray tell your reasoning for that move, brightest of the hyena gang. You promised us a genuine partnership. Partnerships don't burn up into a little crisp at the earliest convenience. We thought we had a friend we could put our faith into, not some ponce who shacked us. So you thought Zermes the Savior deals in the business of friendships. What exactly do you think I'm about, mate? Don't care. Without you at our side, you put us in a cage and I want out. But do you have food? Suppose so. Do you have a roof over your head? A nice one. Maybe you won't have an entourage to kiss the ring on your fingers, but you'll be very comfortable. Comfortable cages are still cages, and we could lose these nice things at any time if no one just up and decides we shouldn't have them. Fact of the matter is, I doubt we'll last long as liaison between the other gangs and the government without you about. So I still want out. Oh, I'm afraid I can't do that for you. We're back to square one if you and your brothers won't act as liaisons for the rest of the criminals still festering in this city and the government. You're full of great ideas, boss. I'm sure you'll come up with another one, or else your fanciful little crown mage over there will look like a fake. Doubt that'll be pretty. If you want to try that, I could always chuck you and your brothers into prison, as if you have the evidence. I have my ways. Though of course you could stick to the current plan. Maybe stab me a bit to get it out of your system. Or I could treat you like you're really intelligent. I'm listening. Zermes takes out the holy chalice and holds it before the hyena's snout. Draw from the cup. The hyena's eyes narrow as he looks into the chalice's silvery pool. He dips his paw and pulls out a wilted rose. Here's your chance to prove to me that you're as smart as you say you are. Tell me what just happened. The hyena holds the rose up to his face. A petal falls as he sniffs. Smells sweet, but it's wasting away. That's the fate of every flower. Now draw again. The hyena dips his paw in the chalice as instructed. He brings forth a bushel of wheat. Vita speaks up, confronted by the scene before him. Zermes, didn't you tell me that only the first pull from the cup was free? And that the cost to use it was terribly high? This is a special occasion. Zermes studies the hyena's face. What did you notice that time? Tell me everything. The hyena bites his lip. Oh, I definitely feel a little tired. And the water level didn't rise when I put my hand in. The smile of Zermes' face slipped into a scowl. Well, of course it didn't. And the water didn't fall when I took the wheat from it. After all, it's magic. Nor the flower. Still, magic. Well, I don't know anything about magic. But I do know that nothing's free. It's the nature of this world. All this stuff's coming from somewhere, ain't it? Zermes? What does he mean by that? Heh, I guess you are smart. What's he talking about? What you're pulling from the cup isn't actually coming from the chalice. It's coming from yourself. What do you mean it's coming from yourself? Why do you think I don't let people pull from the chalice all the time, kitten? What comes from the cup is paid with your life expectancy. Excuse me? Hey now, don't get so haughty. A few minutes of your life for a diamond sounds more than fair to me. That is, if you're lucky. Doesn't that mean the more life you take, the more of your life you lose? Right, and every subsequent draw is twice as expensive. The chalice is wise for a cursed object. It reflects the truth of this world. Some people work themselves to the bone and almost get nothing in return. And some people do the bare minimum and stumble into wealth. The chalice might not be kind, but it is not a liar. So what do you say, mate? Even knowing how the chalice works, you still want to dip your hand in again, don't you? The hyena stops spinning his dagger. I think your chalice is a brilliant thing. He steps forward and slips his paw into the cup once again. Wait, what are you doing? He pulls out a small sparkling coin. The shine of it twinkles in his eye, then in his smile. Marvelous. You're not even a little bit mad? So I'm losing a little bit of life for a chance at riches. Who gives a shit? I could die tomorrow for all I know. I don't have the privilege to think about my future so meticulously as your delicate crown mage. That chalice is killing you! So what? So is everything in this shithole. The only difference here is I have some say on whether I want to use the cup or not. I spend every night in the slums expecting not to wake up after I close my eyes. I'm used to death. The here and now is what matters for people like me and my brothers. I don't care for tomorrow. The thin hyena pokes Vitus in the forehead. I don't care for the dreams of little philosophers with big plans for the future. He sheaths his dagger. I will find a suitable replacement for my role in the city here. My brothers may go where they wish. He gives Zermes a slow, thin smile. But where the chalice goes, I will go. The hyena starts walking away, but Zermes calls out to him. And is that all you have to say for yourself? The cup and the job are both means to the same damn end. One's just faster. Life is just monotony in the end, and the only way to break that up is with some damn passion. Zermes' words fall on deaf ears. The hyena had already left. The cheetah stands before Vitus, heaving with each breath. I was wrong once again. He's still just as stupid as his brothers. Is that what's really bothering you right now? Oh, sorry, I forgot you were here. He sprawls his long body on a stoop, sulking with his head tilted and neck exposed. People are such fickle things. Oh, really? Nope, no. You're not gonna give some melancholy speech on my watch. You had Valises draw from that damn chalice and didn't even tell us what it was doing. The cheetah sighs. No doubt you spent 5 minutes taking care of yourself. I lend my humble apologies for stealing one intimate moment in exchange for a life-changing experience. To my credit, I was very careful to make sure nobody could take too much from the chalice. Vitus picks up the rose from the ground and starts hitting Zermes with its thorns. Ow! Quit that! You owe me and Valises 10 minutes of our lives. I can't give it back. I'll find a way. We'll start with this. Yout! I'll take that flower from you if you don't stop. Ow, ow, ow! Fuck, stop it. Should have told us what it does. I don't give me excuses. Listen. Fine, I'm listening. There it is again. Once I figured out how the chalice worked, it was hard not to see my entire existence in it. Mine and everybody else around me. Lives are meted out in days and nights, all for the chase of stability, or glory, or whatever we think the heavens hold. And the only way to break up the fucking monotony of it all is passion. Anger, rage, excitement, betrayal. Love? Sure, whatever. You know, if you really wanted to get a rise out of people, you could just stick to flirting. Seems like you'd be a lot better at romances than... Vitus gestures his arms at the buildings around him than at the holy chalice. Whatever this all was. Romance blooms and wilts just like the flower you hit me with. Sure, the warmth and excitement are great and all, but the better it starts, the worse it ends. What a sad outlook. It comes from a place of experience, kitten. Believe me or not, or don't, but I'm out of here. Wait. What? I don't want you to use the chalice on our allies again, unless they know what they're getting into. Only allies, huh? Or friends. Yeah, whatever you like. Now I'm going to drink wine until I can think for a bit, if you don't mind. Cheeto was gone before Vitus could come up with anything to say. I want you to be wrong, Zermes. I just don't know if you are yet. Wow, look at that. Chapter 1.3 got some heavy themes. Public pro bono. But as per usual, we always have the interlude to get to. Seems like today's seems like this particular episode was a bit shorter than the others looking at the recording time. Okay, so I can either summon Zermes or Makari Hari slash Mukaki. Well, I guess since this is Zermes chapter, we might as well. As much as I don't like him. I wonder what Zermes thinks about being summoned. The great adventurer himself, I'm sure he has a story to tell. My, if it isn't my time to be called on again. Wait, where are we? A local bathhouse? And the two of you are only wearing towels? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised it was me who gets called to join in on the lovemaking. That's not what it is. Well, why not? We just want to get to know you better, Zermes. Oh, I see. You're one of those clingy, cuddling types. No, we just want to know more about you. In the least sexy way it's possible. Yeah, if you insist. I might as well change for the occasion then. He leaves rather happily before turning a corner and removing his clothes as noisily as possible. Then he reappears in a towel, and nothing but a towel. Probe away, my chase companions. So how does it feel to be summoned? What do you mean? He means how it feels to be called upon at any moment without getting much of a warning. Fair question. Feels like nothing, I suppose. Nothing? I have all eternity to spend it on anything, so I can't really complain about any interruptions. As somebody with an expiration date, I'm sorry that I can't relate. Sounds like a personal problem. Any more questions? Can you relax with us for a day without making somebody want to punch you? I suppose. But really, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of close contact. Whatever you say. Is that it? That was boring as shit. Should've never picked you. Fuck. Alright, oh, wait. Oh no, I needed... Oh yeah, I need to read the first before... Okay. Well, let's do Makari Hari, shall we? Why don't we ask Makari Hari to join us? Because he's divine, Vintus. I don't think divine beings need to bathe. It's true, he always does smell immaculate. Besides, if he wanted to join, he would already be here. Ask me for what? See? Oh. Well, I can never tell when they're here or not. I am always here. Well, that's a terrifying thought. It's wise to be cautious of the divine, mortal. You can say caution is just another form of respect. I suppose that's one way of looking at it. For what reason have you called upon me? Do not keep me waiting, Crown Magus. Well, to be frank, it's embarrassing to admit how little I know about you. I wasn't exactly raised to be a devout follower of the clergy. That's probably for the best. Is it? Your ideas would be wrong and twisted. At least they would be based on what I've seen of my followers in this era. Then why don't we talk about something a little bit more personal? We were curious about whether or not you join us in the bath. Why would you ask such a foolish question? Baths are delightful. One moment. Vitus and Valisas expect the god to approach the changing room, but instead he just begins removing his clothes in front of them. Wait, he's just gonna strip right here? Relax, nobody can see him. I can see him. There's nothing impure about nudity. It's just another aspect of creation. Wait, then why did you change into some sort of magic bath towel? Vitus, he's telling us to relax. That looks suspiciously like the bath towel that's that comes up in the background when it shows us the interlude thing. I'm trying, I promise. A god does not need to relax. Relaxation is but a convention to distract you from the truth that your mental faculties degrade with time. Divinity is eternal. But if you remain curious, I fashioned this towel as I will not enter the water in my ceremonial attire. Now that would be deranged. He could rent the real towel if he wanted. Hard to fill out the form when you're invisible. You too, sit beside me. Oh, I don't like where this is going. Now tell me, why do they put oranges in the water here? I can answer that. The oils from the citrus fruit diffuse from a high concentration in the oranges to a low concentration in the liquid solvent. I know the inner workings of this world, no need to patronize me. Tell me what mortals feel when they engage in such disorderly things. Oranges make the water smell nice. So what you mean is that mortals stave off their own entropy with a sense of life? Even though the oranges appear to be disorderly, there's order within it. Delightful. That is all I wish to ask. They're just oranges. Just let him have this. When did we go to talking about oranges? Alright. Alright, well, that is it for Pro Bono Publico. I hope you guys enjoy. Next up will be In a Sweet Fitting Way. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my bad commentary. But yeah, I hope to see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye!